I'm fine if you asking. Here's the mission. What up, y'all? Hope y'all ready for your weekend. Gotta tell our haters, remember, don't worry. Be happy, y'all.
Be happy.
Especially ours, because we definitely, obviously, have a lot of them. So, shout out to a metal worker, bro. Did exactly what it said you wasn't going to do. Okay, so anyways, on to more important things. Besides whitewashed people. We have web weavers right here from House of Dane, right here, Lansing, Michigan, 127. Get at them. That is the spot. Remember, Sunday through Thursdays, 15% off of everything that's in the store that's not on sale. I believe that even includes merch. Okay, so before anybody gets started on my ghetto-ness or me attempting to try to have street cred, let me remind y'all something. Not all white women were raised in a loving, happy-go-lucky family. Okay, I was raised by my dad. I had a stepsister that reminds you of the girl off of fucking Friday. All right? The little big sister. Her stepmom, walking Christmas tree tomboy. Raised by my dad again. We were not in a loving home. We were in, I had to care for you because I have to take care of you home. Okay? And I have all boys in my home, right down to our Tom the cat, poor guy, neutered, is a male. I'm the only squatter in the house. So, of course, there's not going to be any kind of, what do you want to call it? Cupcakes and ice cream around here. I'm going to be rough around the edges. Anyways, on to important stuff, which is going to be Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks, yes. One of the officers has, however, taken a plea deal. He took either the plea deal. So we have Special Prosecutor William Fitzpatrick stood before Judge Robert Bauer on Monday and asked former Corrections Officer Christopher Walrath if he beat Robert Brooks, as detailed in the grand jury report, and in turn answered that he had. Accountability. Accountability. Thank you. People need to hear that. They don't want to hear not guilty or I didn't do it. They want to hear the truth. Now, with each question, the family and friends of Robert Brooks could be seen shaking their heads, tearing up, or trying to hold back emotions, as you should. Now, he had originally been charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter, but pled guilty to the lesser charge of first-degree manslaughter as part of the deal. Fitzpatrick indicated in court that this spoke with the family, who accepted the negotiated plea. The family felt it was okay. Police and corrections officers have gotten away or a slap on the wrist, he said. This is great to hear that someone is going to go to jail for a crime they committed. And I'm delighted and looking forward to the other individuals to face jail time. August 4th will become a national holiday in New York State because corrections officer put Robert Brooks in a chokehold and will go to jail for what he did. Now, each of the officers do have other dates they have to follow back up with, and they will be coming back into court. Nicholas Anzalone was charged with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, and first-degree offering a false instrument for filing. He's due back the 19th. Nicholas Kiefer, due back May 13th. Nicholas Gentile, May 13th. Michael Fisher, May 14th. Michael Mashaw, May 14th. Matthew Gillagher, May 19th. Anthony Farina, May 13th. David Kingsley, May 13th. David Walters, May 14th. Now, I want you to hear what Brooks Jr. had to say. Now, Mr. Walrath's life is in the hands of prison officials. This must be terrifying. prospect for him and his family, knowing what staff is capable of and how little the system gives a crap about you. Now, they know what they're capable of and know how the system values the lives of the incarcerated people. I pray that Mr. Walrath has the opportunity in prison to rehabilitate himself and come out a better man. This is what every single person in prison deserves, but it was viciously taken away from his father. And it's the fact that I know it's small. They deserve full life. They don't deserve lesser charges because they full on murdered that man. But it is a small step. And they get to now feel the fear that every other person or black man has ever had to fear going into that prison system. And now you get to see how the prisoners really get to treat you.
Yeah, that's a good segue point.
They didn't like you then.
That's a good segue point. Good segue point. So we are big on segue points.
Huge,
and here
Huge,
is a segue point. Right there, Potts was just saying, now they get to feel the fear. They get to feel the fear that Robert Brooks must have felt as he was in the hands of correctional facility officials. These are people that are employed by the correctional facility
to take care of and babysit you, basically. That's all you are.
Right, they're glorified babysitters. The DEP is a babysitter. He watches grown people and makes sure they don't hurt each other or them, or themselves all day long. That's what they pay you for.
Right.
So instead of doing that, they ended this man's life
viciously in 3 different areas.
Okay, so now they get to feel the fear. And for those that have played the Spider-Man video game, the original DLC with Hammerhead, do you remember when he said, there it is, the fear. Now you get to feel the fear, the respect. Now let's segue. The young man who was murdered by a police officer,
rest in peace to that young man,
shot in his back. And these police officers act as if they don't have training, as if they're not trained to subdue a suspect without deadly force. They are trained to subdue us without deadly force. That means the police officer, their job is to protect and serve. So that means they got to have some type of badassery involved, right? That means they know how to take you down. They know how to grab you up and subdue you without using their weapon.
They have a freaking taser, bro.
They have a taser to take you down without killing you, without shooting you in the back.
You know how to shoot somebody in the leg, right?
Yeah, you could have shot somebody in the leg. But now, since you decided to shoot the person in the back, the father comes back around and he basically says, yeah, I know that it wasn't you that did it, but you know who did it.
And you got off, and he got off.
You know how police officers say, we take care of our own. We take care of our own. We're like a family. Well, you took his family, and he took somebody from your damn family.
No.
And he stood proud with his head held high, chin up, looking at all the officers as he ended their family's life like they ended his family's life. You take one of ours, we take one of yours. Sound familiar?
Because now, what I want to make sure loud and clear, okay, nobody is saying that 18-year-old should have had a gun. Quotes here.
Yeah.
That has never been completely proven, even by video camera. Now, obviously we know. Everybody knows, okay, he was breaking the law, whatever. He needs to get caught, go to court, do his time, rehabilitate himself, learn from his lessons, right? But here's the bigger point. You took that flat away from him.
Yeah, it took his life.
Took his life. Didn't get a chance to be a better person.
And you want to know
Nobody's
why?
perfect.
And you want to know why? Because your lazy donut fat eating ass, your lazy fat donut eating ass. Oh, I had a whole bunch of equipment on me to keep me safe, so I can't run after the suspect and catch him. That's why you train.
Yeah.
That's why you go to the gym, to be a cop, to protect and serve. You supposed to be so
Be in
bad,
good
right?
health.
You a badass, right?
Maybe you should go
You
sit
should be able
yourself
to
behind
chase
that
down
desk.
a 17-year-old. If you can't chase down a 17-year-old, you should be able to have the forethought to use your taser as opposed to ending somebody's life. Using deadly force should always
Be
be
the
the
last
last
resort.
only if you fear for your life. If he's running away from you, you
How
can't
are
be
you
fearing for your life. So you basically just ended that boy's life. So now you got to talk to your friend's wife and your friend's family and say, yeah, he killed that black guy killed your brother, your husband, your father because of what I did to his son. I
Well,
think that might sting even worse than actually killing you.
now, see, if we want to get biblical, like everybody wants to be
Eye
biblical,
for an eye.
an eye for an eye. Now,
Hmm.
yeah, that police officer didn't have nothing to do with it. But you took my child. What if he was to go and take his child? It's an eye for an eye. Right?
That would have, but then he
But
would
that
have
would
been
have been
wrong, right?
heinous and wrong and monstrous and horrible.
He would have been an animal if he would have came and took your kid.
Well,
right?
you're an animal for shooting a child.
Well,
he
premeditated. He premeditated it. He planned it. You did too.
You premeditated every
As he
time
was
you go
running
into
away,
a neighborhood.
You had to
do
make
your
the
job.
decision
Yeah,
to shoot that boy in the back.
We didn't need to shoot
Just
him in
like
the
he
back,
would have
bro.
had to make the decision to come to your house and blow your kid's brains out, right? If he would have did something like that, he would have been an animal because he trained it. It's malicious. How is it not malicious when you had the same amount of time to decide whether or not to kill his son? So he took one of your friends. One of your friends is gone. You still here, right? His son isn't. But he walked past you proud.
Mm-hmm.
He walked past all them officers proud. With his head held high.
Keep your head up too.
Like, see what I did?
But
See what I did?
What people
That's how he walked past
are
him.
so blind to see what is bubbling over.
I love it.
Bubbling over. Now, mind you, America's still
people getting tired, young. Man. It's gonna get worse.
America's still kind of young, right? It's not an old state. Not that old. I mean, it's hundreds of years, but it's not the oldest. There's countries that have been, themselves shorter times than we have and had plenty of civil wars. How many have we had besides the tea revolution? Okay, that's something totally different. We're talking civil war.
It's like we have.
Do you not see this happening? Do you not see all the bull crap that's going on right now? You don't see this happening?
We see Ahmaud Arbery jogging through a neighborhood where two citizens,
racist
civilians,
pieces of crap,
say you don't belong in this neighborhood.
We're gonna call them like it is
and gun him down.
Racist pieces of crap.
Right?
Racist pieces of crap.
So what if they came to our neighborhood and we said you didn't belong here and we shot you in the back with a shotgun?
Don't use me as no excuse.
Oh my God.
Because remember, It'll be
police everywhere. Yeah. It'll be police brutality everywhere. Let us do what y'all do and watch what happens.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, now here it is.
Throw stones and hide your hand all day.
It segues into a whole nother one, babe.
That's what you do. Let me address this real quick.
Go ahead. I'm getting it ready.
I also want to let Mr. Alvarez know. Mr. Alvarez.
A metal worker.
We're just gonna she's way more blatant than I am.
I don't care. I'll call you out.
Mr. Alvarez, but I do have this tidbit from Mr. Alvarez. I am confused because while you were talking about, and I don't like using this, but while you were talking about the fact that I have a white wife, I noticed that when you were in one of your videos, because I actually gave you a view, because I wanted to, research this clown
and
that's
this
in my comments.
During COVID, right?
This clown that's in my comments. How he went to an Asian shop and how the Asians were so dirty
and nasty,
and that he knew that no one would want to go to their area, and that's why he knew that's where the rice would be. and they had rice and toilet paper and everything else in abundance. And then he said there was only a few white people in the building. He said Angela was one of them, but she doesn't count. But he made sure he gestured off to the side as I would if I was talking about Potts, right? So then I look down at the bottom and I see his name, Alvarez, and then under it, I see Angela Alvarez. So are you saying that Angela Alvarez is your wife and that Angela you wouldn't count her as one of the white people? She doesn't count because she's your wife? Am I making an assumption, or am I saying that you're a Mexican
that's whitewashed
that is talking good about Trump as if he won't deport you to El Salvador? Like he gives a damn about you. But you have a white wife, but you're talking about my white wife. And why is she talking about caucasity and
because
right?
It's my place to check my race.
Hello.
I am white. So if I see white people doing stupid shit, I'm going to say something.
Kind of like when I say something about my people when they perpetuate stereotypes. I don't like to see my brothers constantly going in and out of jail thinking that shit is cool. So I tell cats all the time, bro, stop doing that. You got to be out here for your kids. You got to be out here for your mama. You got to be out here for your life to get ahead in life. You don't want to get out and then 6 months later you right back in. That's dumb. Do something else. And I be trying to tell these young mothers out here, man, don't be having that little girl twerk, man. That ain't cool. That ain't cute. Y'all laughing. That ain't cute. It's my place to check my race. Same on that side. Only difference is we together.
Why do you think my family don't talk to me no more?
Dummy.
Because I've checked them too many times and they don't like it.
So dumb.
Oh, specialized, whitewashed piece of trash. Anyways, now back to segueing into why I speak out on stuff. Because we have death of Natasha McKenna. And I said every episode, right?
She did.
I was going to find them. Now, mind you, we go all the way back to where, and this is, again, 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Right?
It's an ongoing thing.
It's ongoing. All right. February 8th, 2015 is the year she died, date she died. She was 37 years old, who died at Fairfax County, Virginia, while in police custody. The catalyst event, extraction from her cell and being tasered while shackled, was captured on the video of the Fairfax County Jail. During the team's efforts to extract the mentally ill prisoner who resisted, they tasered her 4 times while she was restrained. No charges were filed against the deputies who tasered McKenna, but the case became the subject of a federal civil rights investigation because of several related issues. McKenna, she was in there due to outstanding warrants issued over her suspected attack on a police officer in Alexandria, Virginia. But again, she had mental health issues. And if white people get that excuse, so do black people.
Oh, can I tell that joke by Paul Mooney?
Give me a minute, though. Hold on.
That joke goes
Fairfax
perfect.
County officials had notified Alexandria police, whom they expected to pick up the suspect, but there was an unexplained week-long delay in their response. They were supposed to pick her up, but she was there for a week. And Fairfax decided to transport the prisoner to Alexandria themselves. They said her mental condition was deteriorating. In Alexandria, better assistance could be provided, namely the resources, legal representation to petition for a mental health hold, that were required to be provided by the warrant-issuing city. Due to the previous assault charge against her when McKenna was taken out of her cell, she was restrained with her arms behind her back and in handcuffs, her legs shackled, and a spit mask placed over her head. 17 minutes into the 45-minute struggle to extract her from her cell, McKenna, who was 130 pounds, just a little bit bigger than me, and 5'4", she is a tiny, tiny person, was tasered. A sheriff's deputy used a stun gun to taser her 4 times because she wouldn't bend her knees to put into a wheeled restraint chair. Because she was classified as mentally ill, a specialized team was attempting to ready her for transport. The team was made up of 6 members of the sheriff's emergency response team. They were dressed in full-body biohazard suits and gas masks. Shortly after being tasered, McKenna suffered cardiac arrest and lost consciousness. She was resuscitated by emergency responders while being taken to Innovo Fairfax Hospital. There she was placed on life support. After 5 days, she was determined to be brain dead and was removed from life support. She was pronounced dead February 8th of 2015. You guys are 100% full of shit and can actually gurgle some balls real fast. Because that, after reading that, now you know this person, and she left a child behind. Good job.
And
now,
so Paul Mooney had this joke.
Go ahead.
And he was like,
I'll get into what I...
They had they asked the black man, or they asked the white man, they said, why did you kill your entire family? And he woke up and he says, I don't know. I can't remember. And he said, black man, why did you kill your whole family?
I know where you got that from too.
And he says, I don't know. I don't remember. When the white man said, I'm messing the joke up. When the white guy said it, the police said, oh, that's very interesting. You don't remember why you killed your whole family. But when the black man said he didn't remember why he killed his whole family, he said, well, maybe if we knock you across your head with this billy club, then you'll recall what happened.
And it gives different scenarios, white man, black man.
You got to look
and
it up.
And the thing is what you're, it's not, because it's not a joking matter to be able to, I know, I see where you were trying to do.
Kind of like
you were trying to, in a sense, pillow it a little bit, soften it a little bit, and you can't soften something like
the
this.
Joker. Like, okay, so let me dress up in a Joker wig.
Oh yeah,
let me dress up in a Joker wig and shoot up a theater and see what reception I get. I won't live to tell the tale. But there was a young Caucasian man that did this around the time Dark Knight Rises. The
Joker made him do it.
The Joker made him do it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure this young man is still alive.
He's still alive. Now, mind you, he's still alive. He is in prison. They did determine that he was not mentally ill. But the point is, he still walked away with his life.
He walked away with his life.
Now,
I wouldn't be here.
Now, what irritates me the most, I'm going to use an example also that happened here in East Lansing, Michigan. This happened whenever, if anybody's familiar with it, when firefighters or whatever, they would go around with a boot. And you put money in the boot. You donate money to them. Wow. Let me give you a little history here. Dude, irritated white man with mental ill and bipolar. Just bipolar. He's driving through East Lansing, already irritating place. I'm not going to lie. But not that irritating. Where he drove all the way to Okemos Meyer and then drove all the way back just to run that man over. Because they were holding up traffic. The excuse was he was mentally ill. If somebody is mentally ill that enough to where why does he have a driver's license? Why is he out in society?
Because
he's still, and then you use that, he pretty much got off.
Of course.
And if he did it any time, he did manslaughter if he did that and didn't do much time for that.
But
the thing is if you don't see a reoccurring case of how police use mental health, the differences between mental health between black people and white people. Now, before anybody tries to sit there and say, oh, it happens to white people, it does sometimes. Okay, I have seen videos of a schizophrenic white man being beat down, yes, by police officers. Yeah. But again, statistics, you take a smaller amount of number, right? Black people, right? That are being killed off at a very large amount of number, actually a bigger amount of number than white people. All right. And the white people is this. Black people is this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's a form of fucking genocide. Now you can argue that with me, and I can't wait to argue with you guys in the comments.
Our numbers up here.
So, I mean, you have to... Thank you, Ozzy Brasco, by the way, for showing me those numbers on the Facebook page. I appreciate you on that.
For real.
Because we're not going to deny the fact that there is gang violence out there. We're not going to deny the fact that there are kids that are getting... When it comes to there is no name on a bullet, we're not denying that. But you're not going to sit there and tell me the fact that gang violence actually exceeds the amount of police deaths per year, as I'm sitting here going to be talking to you for days, Christ, maybe even years, about deaths of Black people by police hands.
She's doing one every episode, and I think this is only like her fourth one. And there's been over 250 deaths at the hands of police by Black and brown people since George Floyd. And she's only 4 in with the ones that came before George Floyd. So
I'm there with Freddie Gray.
Welcome to the world. Welcome to America. So, yeah, we're not going to hold you too much longer here. We just wanted to touch base with you.
Give you a little information. And remember, stay updated with that Robert Brooks case. Make sure that them people get the time. They may not get the full 100% life sentence that they definitely deserve. But it is a small step to some sort of justification. Justice for him. Something for him. Prison time of some sort to be at the hands of his fellow officers and the fellow ones that turned him in. Remember that there were fellow officers that also turned him in, and they gave them evidence because they talked to everybody. They talked to inmates. They also talked to fellow security guards. They were like, yeah, this ain't right, and this is what happens. So there are snitches in there, you guys, that are snitching for the rights of people.
I want to leave an Easter egg. I want to leave an Easter egg.
Let's pray for the best, or hope, or whatever.
I know if it seems like I am praising this person, then, there will be backlash. And so just for those who will catch the reference, to my dog Chin Up, I salute you, baby. I salute you.
Take my child from me.
To my man Chin Up.
Chin up.
Chin up.
Peace out, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified for every time we drop new content. We hope to talk with you guys in the comments and argue with you, of course. Peace.